Week 16 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first guy, Braxton Garrett of the Miami Marlins. So Braxton Garrett, he was on a nice stretch for the last 2 months of the season, but now he's faltered and hit the wall a little bit. Is Garrett for this Marlin team of fantasy owners on the season? 100 innings, 5-3 record, 111 strikeouts, a 4.32 ERA, a 1.19 WHIP, and 3 quality starts. But over the last month of the season, 2-1 record for Garrett in 23.1 innings, 21 Ks, 6.56 ERA, a 1.33 WHIP. So this Marlin team, after the All-Star break, they've totally fell apart so far. 2-9 in the time is this Miami Marlin team. And they need guys like Braxton Garrett to get back going. And I think he could, even though I know this season he's already past the innings he pitched last year. Last year, only 88 innings. And this season, like I said, 100 innings already for Braxton Garrett. But he was pitching well in May and June. But now the last month of the season, the ERA's ballooned up. And this Marlin team's starting to struggle. So right now, he's available even on the waiver wire in 47% of fantasy leagues. But if you want to make a deal for him, you don't got to give up much to get him. July 8th versus Philly, 5 innings, got the win. 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 Ks in that one. July 15th at the O's, 4.2 innings. 6 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 5 Ks. And July 21st versus the Rockies, 3 innings, got the loss. 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 Ks. So right now, last few outings haven't been good. The last month hasn't been good. And overall for this Marlin team, like I said, since the break resumed play, it hasn't been good. But right now, he's got a good matchup coming up tomorrow versus the Detroit Tigers. We know their hitting's not that great of a hitting team. The guy could start turning things around. And right now, well, he hasn't done much, like I said, and the numbers have fallen off over the last few weeks here. He's definitely a pitcher I will buy and trade for this week because the upside's definitely there. I know he wasn't going deep into games, but he was still pitching good baseball, getting strikeouts, and keeping the ERA and WHIP down. So right now, if he could get back on track, he can help fantasy owners in a big way. The next pitcher, Logan Webb of the San Francisco Giants. So Webb, we know he's an ace pitcher. We know he's one of the better pitchers in fantasy baseball. But this season's been an up and down year, kind of. A mid-year for him, 134.1 innings, 8-8 record, 136 strikeouts, a 3.48 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, and 15 quality starts, which is still a big number on the season here for Logan Webb. But the last few outings have really been trouble for him, and right now, well, he's struggled over the last few outings. He's a guy you could buy low this week. You're not going to get him on a huge discount, but you don't got to pay as big as a price as you did earlier in the season. If you were trying to trade for him in the last month, 29 innings, 1-2 record, 35 Ks, a 4.66 ERA, 1.17 WHIP, and 3 quality starts in the time here for Logan Webb. So he's gone out there for the most part, and he's been a good pitcher for this Giant team the last few seasons. We know he got the extension. We know he's a good strikeout guy, but this year, like I said, a few games he's gotten bombed, and a few games he hasn't done much. So July 9th versus the Rockies, complete game shutout in that one. 7 hits, 10 Ks, quality start. July 17th at the Reds, 7 innings in that one. 4 hits, 2 runs, 7 Ks, a quality start. And then getting bombed at the Washington Nationals, which was very surprising. And that swept the San Francisco Giants last weekend. 1.1 innings, got the loss. 5 hits, 6 runs, a walk, 2 Ks. So I know it was one bad outing for Logan Webb. But hey, the Logan Webb owner, he could be seeing the total ERA this season and the 8-8 record and not like it. And after coming off a ball game versus the Washington Nationals, one of the worst teams in the league, where he got rocked in that one, you definitely could buy him on a discount. I know it was one ball game, but hey, I've seen straight good things happen in fantasy baseball where player has a couple bad games, those owners don't have patience, especially this time of year where there's only a few weeks left before the playoffs. So right now, after coming off a bad outing for Logan Webb, this is a time to go buy him because he could turn around and go out there and throw a shutout. That's just what he's capable of, and that's the up and downs with some of these pitchers. But right now, Webb's definitely a pitcher I would look to get on my roster for the stretch run. The next pitcher, Mitch Keller, Pittsburgh Pirates on the season for Keller, 128 innings, 9-6 record, 137 Ks, a 4.01 ERA, 1.20 WHIP, and 12 quality starts. The Keller, first 2 months of the season, I said to sell him high because it wasn't going to continue at the rate he was going with. An ERA in the mid-2s to low-2s. Strikeout rate was out of control where he had 4 games in a row at one point with 8 Ks or more. But now things have leveled out here for Keller, but I don't think it's where it's got to be. Last season, the ERA was better overall where it is this season. So the last month has been the problem for Keller. 29 innings, 1-3 record, 24 Ks, a 5.90 ERA, a 1.48 whip, and 2 quality starts. So right now, Keller, I still think, could go out there and help fantasy owners. I know this Pittsburgh Pirate team, the first month and a half of the season, they took the league by storm, but now they fell back to where they usually are. And right now, they're still in the wild card race, a long shot, 9-10 games out of it, of making the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, obviously. They got to jump 7 or 8 teams to make it. Here's the Pirates. But anyway, Mitch Keller is still going to go out there. I think he's still going to pitch good baseball. Now, since over the last few outings haven't been great for him at all, he's a perfect buy low candidate because we've seen the upside. We see he could have some big games with those high strikeout ball games. And right now, I think he could go out there and turn it around. And he's still going deep into games, even though he's been hit pretty hard. July 8th at Arizona, 7 innings in that one. 1 hit, no runs, 5 walks, 4 Ks, a quality start. July 18th versus the Guardians, 6 innings, got the loss. 10 hits, 8 runs, 2 walks, a K. And then July 23rd at the Angels, 5 innings, got the loss. 9 hits, 6 runs, a walk, 7 Ks. So the last 2 outings, he's been batting practice, is Mitch Keller. I know he's got a tough matchup coming up versus a pretty potent offense, obviously, in the Philadelphia Phillies. But he's still a pitcher, I believe, that could go out there and help fantasy owners. Like I said, we saw it early in the season, high strikeout rate, 7-8 innings. He was going, it seemed like every outing for him. But right now, he's hit a little bit of a wall. And this Pirate team, I know they're not in it, but Keller's still going to go out there and pitch. And I think right now, he can help fantasy owners. And he's just hitting a rough patch. Next pitcher I look to buy is George Kirby of the Seattle Mariners. So George Kirby, numbers on the season still solid, 9-8 record. 123.2 innings, 112 Ks, a 3.49 ERA, 1.08 whip, and 15 quality starts on the season. But the last couple weeks have been a struggle. 16 innings, 1-1 record, 23 Ks, a 6.19 ERA, 1.31 whip, and a quality start in the time here for Kirby. So Kirby, the last 2 out of 3 outings, he's been roughed up in those, and right now, he's a guy we'll go out there and get. Last season, we know he came up in June. He was one of the better pitching prospects to come up last year. And this season, he really took off early in the season. But like I said, the last couple ball games where he struggled the last 2 out of 3 with a big outing in one of them, this will be a time to buy him this week. July 15th versus the Tigers, 5 innings, got the loss. 8 hits, 6 runs, a walk, 4 Ks. July 20th versus the Twins, 7 innings. Got the win in that one. 4 hits, no runs, 10 Ks, a quality start. And then July 25th, once again at the Twins this time. 4 innings in that ball game. No decision, 7 hits, 5 runs, a walk, 9 Ks. So the K rate has still been great, even though, like I said, the last 2 out of 3 ball games, he's been hit in those ones pretty good as George Kirby right now. In the last 3 ball games, which is very encouraging for Kirby, he's got 23 strikeouts. So the strikeouts are still there, obviously, for Kirby. He's still going to go deep into ball games, I believe, for the Seattle Mariners team. And he's just hitting a rough patch as well right now. But he's a young pitcher. He's got great stuff. And right now, well, he struggled over the last couple weeks here. He's definitely a buy low pitcher this week, because if he could turn things around, he could be a top 3 pitcher in someone's rotation for the remainder of the season. And the 5th and final pitcher I look to buy and trade for is Joe Ryan of the Minnesota Twins. So just like Mitch Keller early in the season, I said to sell Joe Ryan early in the year because his ERA was under a 2 at one point in the first 5-6 weeks of the season. But now things have really evened out for Ryan on the season. On the year, 121.2 innings, 9-7 record, 148 strikeouts, a 4.18 ERA, and a 1.15 whip with 12 quality starts in the season. 28.1 innings, 1-3 record, 48 Ks, an 8.20 ERA, a 1.78 whip, and 1 quality start in the time. So like I said with Joe Ryan, early in the season, he was lights out. One of the best pitches the first 2 months of the year about for fantasy owners. And then he fizzled out. So if you listened to me early in the year and sold them if you were watching the channel, good on you, because right now, like I said, the numbers haven't been there. The outings haven't been there. And maybe he's hitting a wall a little bit as well here as Joe Ryan, because this season, like I said, over 120 innings, where last year only 147. So he's already reaching that mark where it was last season. And obviously, we know he's only been in the league for a cup of coffee so far. July 16th at Oakland, 5.1 innings in that one. No decision, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. July 21st versus the White Sox, 6 innings, got the win. 7 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 10 Ks. And then July 26th versus the Mariners, 3.2 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks. So right now, the command's definitely been an issue for Ryan. He's been all over the place, but the strikeouts is still a consistent thing for him, which is obviously a good thing. Still missing bats and getting Ks with 24 strikeouts in the last 3 outings. So Ryan still got that under his belt, but teams have been hitting him hard. The exit velos have been legit as well off opposing players' bats versus Joe Ryan. And it's definitely a cause for concern, but I think he could turn things around. And like I said, some pitchers after the All-Star break, they just lose it some years. But I think Joe Ryan, the first half wasn't a total fluke. Obviously, an ERA under a 2 is fluky, but I think he could be a player that finishes in the mid-3s or even the lower 3s when it's all said and done this season. But right now, where the ERA's ballooned over a 4 after the Lays outing, he's definitely a pitcher I would look to buy low this week. So that's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for here in Week 16 of the fantasy baseball season.